I was rinsing a coffee mug when her words hit me like a stone through glass. Water ran over my hands, hot and steady, while she lingered behind me, hesitant and quiet. "I need to figure out who I am," she said. Slowly, I turned, mug in hand, dripping, searching her face for any hint that this was temporary. She shook her head, not with anger, but with a distance that felt like it already belonged to another life. "No, I'm not anymore," she murmured. I looked for regret, for sorrow, for anything that might suggest she'd come back, but instead, I saw relief. Relief. That was the cruelest blow. Her small suitcase waited by the door, already packed before the words had even escaped her lips. "For how long?" I asked. "I don't know," she admitted, her voice fragile. Maybe she had loved me once. Maybe fear had driven her. Maybe this was just a bump in the road. She kissed my cheek lightly, soft and fleeting, more a farewell than a promise. The door closed, and the silence that followed pressed down on me, heavier than any sound I'd known. In the first days, I clung desperately to hope. Her side of the bed remained untouched. Her favorite mug stayed where it always had. I checked my phone obsessively, imagining a message that would say she missed me. Instead, I found her online, smiling on a sunlit beach, holding coffee in cafes I had once begged her visit with me, surrounded by new friends who laughed freely without me. She hadn't left a trace of me in her new world. It was as if I had vanished. I tried to tell myself it was space she needed, a healing process, but every photo and every post chipped away at the last fragments of trust. One night, after seeing a man standing too close behind her in a picture, I whispered into the emptiness, "She's not coming back." The truth was bitter. I went through the motions of life, work, small talk with colleagues, polite smiles, but inside, I was hollowing out. Our home, once filled with love, became colder by the day, and the bed felt impossibly wide, a quiet mockery of my loneliness. Then Lily appeared. I met her at the grocery store, both of us reaching for the same jar of pasta sauce. We laughed, a light, freeing sound that unknotted some of the tension in my chest. We ran into each other again, and then again. What started as coincidence became conversation, and conversation eventually became coffee. She never flinched at the remnants of my past, and she didn't push me to explain them. She just listened, fully present, without judgment, without fear of what had broken me. One evening, after dinner in my apartment, her eyes drifted to the dusty photo frames I hadn't yet cleared, pictures of my former life. "You don't need to justify anything," she said softly, resting her hand over mine. Warm, solid, grounding. I realized how starved I had been for a presence that didn't carry the weight of shame or distance. I hadn't intended to fall for someone else. I only wanted to feel like myself again. Months passed. Lily brought life back into the house. Plants on the shelves, music in the morning, laughter echoing through rooms that had once been silent. She didn't erase the past, but she gave me space to breathe. Then one afternoon, the front door clicked open. I heard her before I saw her. My wife stepped inside, her hair longer, sunlit, carrying a confidence that made her look like a stranger. She dropped her bags casually. "I'm home," she said, as if nothing had changed, as if she hadn't left me alone in my doubts. I froze. My gaze swept across the room. Plants thriving in corners she had never touched, shoes by the entryway that weren't mine, the faint sound of Lily humming in the kitchen. "And who's she?" my wife asked, finally noticing Lily. I could have lied. I could have stammered, pleaded, or begged, but instead I spoke the simplest truth. "She's someone who stayed when you left." For the first time in months, I saw her catch her breath, unsure and fragile. "I came back for us," she whispered. "There is no us anymore," I replied calmly. "You want to find yourself." I stayed, and found someone who stayed with me. Her voice trembled. "I made mistakes," she murmured, guilt heavy in her tone. "Yes, we both did," I answered softly. The truth settled in the room, weighty and unshakable. "You could have told me," she whispered again. "You could have stayed," I said. Silence stretched, sharp and lingering. She wiped her eyes, letting herself feel the heartbreak she had caused and endured. "Do you love her?" she asked, eyes flicking to Lily. I looked at Lily. She said nothing, demanded nothing, just remained patient and present. "Yes," I said, "I do." My wife nodded, the quiet acceptance of it cutting deeper than the words of blame. She picked up her bags again, shoulders heavy. "I hope she never makes you feel the way I did," she said softly. "I hope you find what you were looking for," I replied. The door closed behind her, and for the first time in a long while, the silence felt gentle. Lily squeezed my hand. "You okay?" she asked. I exhaled, slow and deep, letting it fill the emptiness inside me. "I think I will be." We stood together, grounded in the choice to remain, letting the warm evening light fill the rooms that once felt empty. For the first time, I didn't feel abandoned. I felt whole,